Missile receives a client email regarding project changes.
What is this?
The next day.
Meeting start sharp at 9 a.m. today. Miss Al sounded rushed in the group chat.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
You okay?
I'm just a bit confused about the changes that came in last month. The new section wasn't in the BP discussed.
So it felt sudden. Did anyone explain why?
No, we adjusted it without knowing the reason. I don't like feeling unprepared.
Something changed because of the fire. You should have known earlier.
Exactly. I don't want to question anyone aggressively, but I want clarity.
You should bring it up in the meeting. It's reasonable.
I will not to complain, just to understand what we are working towards.
Yeah.
If the direction keeps changing without explanation, it affects how we plan our tasks.
Yeah, and it also affects failures, especially for interns. We are expected to adapt fast without any context.
I'm glad you see that.
I'll back you up if you speak. You're not wrong for wanting any transparency.
Okay,
You both ready for the meeting?
as ready as we can be. Can I ask something? Did you notice the changes in the project file last night?
Yes, the additional section wasn't part in the original book. We still let reworking it, but there was not much explanation.
That's what confused me. I just followed the updates, but I didn't understand the reason behind them.
It makes planning harder when things change without context.
It's okay. I'm planning to explore clarification during the meeting. Not to escalate, just to make sure we all align.
I appreciate that. I was hoping to clear it up too.
Same here. We just want transparent it so we can do it properly.
I don't mean to interrupt, but if any of you ever feel stuck or unsure about communication issues, especially self-defense, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you, Kings.
1 hour later.
Dalam pukul 9 pagi lah. Itu dah pukul 8 lah. Ni bos kita tolong. Selalu lambat dah. Mula bos kita tu. Aduh. Kalau ada suruh sekolah laju-laju. Situ ada. Bisa. Miss Alicia, please close the door. Okay, good morning team. Thank you for joining this hybrid check-in. Please remember tomorrow we have a client presentation at 10 a.m. So I will need quick status updates today.
Morning, sorry, rough night finishing the visual.
Morning, everyone. I have refined the icon and element. Everything seen will in our latest version.
Good morning. I finished the mock layout, ready to show if needed.
Morning, from my side, tasks are done. Just want to flag anything unclear as before.
Good morning.
Okay, great. So now we'll go round robin. Miss Rina, you're first, and then I will engage on client feedback. Please keep your comments brief, okay?
And just to be clear, today's focus is alignment. So should there be any uncertainties, please raise them.
Alright, thank you, Miss. I complete the splash visuals and the layout is quite responsive. However, I noticed there's a sudden change in the previous section, the one that we are working right now, had an additional section that was a part in the original brief. I revised and rechecked it, but I want to confirm whether the new section was client request or management driven.
I support the revision on that section. Design-wise, it worked, but it was not part of the original direction we were following. I just want to be sure we are aligning with the right brief before finalizing.
There were some adjustments, minor adjustments, but we will discuss them after. And I'm also aware that the changes affected the workflow. So I really appreciate everyone pushing through last night.
I implemented the interaction notes based on the version I had, but the team had to rework parts late last night. I was not sure why the changes came through.
From our side, the changes affected the timeline. If something doesn't feel right with the brief, it helps us to know earlier. Miss, please, if the client has requested new section, version or direction, the team, we all must know as soon as possible. Last minute changes disrupt our workflow and morale.
I appreciate that, Rina. The client spoke to me directly through email, but at first I didn't want to alarm the team before I had a concrete plan, so I waited. Also, from my perspective, timing is really important. So I didn't want speculation before I could give all of you direction.
If information is delayed, it affects us. My task changed last night, and the team and I had to stay out late to fix them, but we were piecing together context. We felt unsure whether we should have asked more questions.
I feel the same. We just followed the changes and took notes, but it was confusing not knowing the reason.
Miss Sao, if client directions change, the team deserves to know immediately. Delayed information affect morale, timeline, and trust.
I was handling it. I didn't want unnecessary worry among the team before I had a plan.
The uncertainty made it hard for us to work confidently. We stayed late without knowing why the thing changed.
We just followed instruction, but it felt confusing.
Yes, I hear the concerns, but it seems like I need more stress to manage this properly. Let's pause before assumptions are made. I'm sorry, but I think we should stop here. I'll review this.
Suddenly.
2 hours later.
Yes, come in. Yes, but I can help you.
Miss, I want to ask for mediation. There's an ethical communication issues. Client information was withheld, and it's impacted the team, especially the junior and the interns. This isn't the first time this happened. I've tried several times to get Miss Al to explain the changes, but every time we ask, she shut the conversation down. So the same pattern happened with the previous client. Information was skipped until the last minute, and the team had to absorb the pressure.
So did you attempt to resolve it internally?
Yes, the meeting just ended without clarity. The team was left confused, deadline became stressful, and mistakes that could have been avoided started to building up. If we don't address this now, the same issue will happen with future clients, and morale will continue to drop. Mediations isn't about blaming, so it's about to setting clear expectation so our team can function effectively and fairly.
Then this needs a formal intervention.
Alright. Thank you, Miss, for listening.
Welcome. Ms. Rina, regarding this, I will get back to you as soon as possible.
Alright, thank you, Miss.
Later that day,
What's wrong with this now? I don't know to edit the lectures, but we need to visualize everything.
So, which one of you seek advice from the HR intern, Miss Ro?
Me. Now we wait for Miss R and Miss Ro to come.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Morena, HR intern from HR department. I'd like to take a few minutes to address concern that was formally raised regarding how recent client information was communicated within this department. This is not an investigation and not a disciplinary season. My role here is to understand what happened, how it affected the team, and how we prevent similar situations going forward. Ms. Alvina, I'd like to start with you. Can you explain your decision-making process regarding the client request and why there was information not shared immediately?
Actually, the client requested a change earlier than I communicated, but I delayed sharing it with the team because at first I wanted to confirm details and avoid unnecessary panic among the team. But I recognize that this decision had unintended consequences. I didn't intend to silence anyone, but now I see that my silence did exactly that.
Thank you for explaining the intent. However, HR also consider impacts, and that's where concern will rise. So, Ms. Rina, could you briefly share how this affected your role?
It disrupts our workflow and create confusion among the team. Transparency will help allow us to manage our expectation better.
Noted. And Ms. Shasha and Ms. Asha, how this situation feel from your perspective?
It made us hesitant to ask questions. We follow instruction without understanding the reason.
What I hear is a clear ethical communication gap. While the intent has to protect, the result was reduced psychology safety, confusion, and uneven workload distribution. Ethical leadership requires timeline transparency, especially when power dynamics exist between managers and juniors. So, Ms. R, based on what we have discussed, what will you do differently going forward?
Alright, from now on, I will try to communicate client updates immediately with the team, clearly label uncertainty, and also invite questions without consequences. I truly apologize to everyone in the team.
HR will support this department with a simple communication protocol and 2 follow-up check-ins to ensure psychology safety is maintained. Ethical communication is not optional, it's a leadership responsibilities.
Hi! Okay, so in this part, I would like to briefly explain what we were trying to convey through our roleplay. As you were watching the video, you might have noticed that communication was happening, but understanding was still missing. Messages were sent, tasks continued, yet confusion slowly built up within the team. In the roleplay, I portrayed Miss Al, a project manager who did inform the team about changes, but was not fully transparent in explaining the reasons, urgency, and impact behind those changes. The core issue in our roleplay is partial transparency. As Miss Al, I shared that changes existed, but I withheld important context. Although the intention was to manage pressure and avoid panic, the lack of transparency led to uncertainty, overtime work, and hesitation among junior team members. This highlights an ethical communication dilemma. When information is shared without clarity, does it still count as ethical communication? Transparency is a key principle of ethical communication management. In organizations, transparency means providing accurate information, sharing context and rationale, and communicating in a timely manner. In the roleplay, the absence of full transparency caused the team to feel unsure about expectations even though instructions were given. This shows that ethical communication is not just about sending messages, but about ensuring that messages are clear, complete, and meaningful to those receiving them. The situation can also be explained using the Johari window model, specifically the hidden area. Miss Al possessed full information about the client's request but chose to keep parts of it hidden. As a result, the hidden area expanded, the open area shrank. When a hidden area grows, trust decreases and misunderstandings increase. Ethical communication requires leaders to expand the open area by practicing transparency even when information is uncomfortable or incomplete. Our roleplay also demonstrates grapevine communication. Because formal communication was brief and lacked transparency, team members began discussing the situation informally, especially before the meeting. This grapevine communication did not occur because of gossip, but because employees lacked clarity and they needed reassurance. However, grapevine communication can lead to misinterpretation and anxiety. This shows that when formal communication lacks transparency, informal communication fills the gap. Towards the end of the roleplay, ethical decision-making is demonstrated. The focus shifts from intention to impact. Through HR intervention, the communication issue is identified, its impact analyzed, and transparent solutions are proposed. This reinforces that good intentions do not justify unethical communication outcomes. Alright, since we have identified the issues, based on those issues, we would like to suggest several solutions to improve ethical communication in the workplace. First, managers should practice transparency, especially when changes affect workload and deadlines. Even if the information is not complete, managers should explain what is known, what is still unclear, and when updates will be given. This helps reduce confusion and unnecessary stress. Second, organizations should have a clear communication process. For example, when changes occur, managers can send a short update immediately, followed by a brief clarification meeting. This ensures everyone receives the same information at the same time and reduces misunderstandings. Third, managers should actively encourage questions, particularly from junior staff. Team members should feel comfortable asking for clarification without fear of being judged or blamed. Lastly, regular team check-ins can help reduce grapevine communication, as concerns can be addressed openly instead of being discussed informally. These solutions help ensure communication is ethical, clear, and fair for everyone. In conclusion, our roleplay shows that partial transparency can be just as harmful as no communication at all. Ethical communication requires clarity, honesty, and awareness of how messages affect others. Next, I would like to move on to the challenges our team faced. One challenge we faced during this assignment was acting while memorizing our lines. We had to remember the script while still sounding natural and professional. Another challenge was using body language and facial expressions effectively without overacting. But despite these challenges, this roleplay helped us better understand how ethical communication works in real workplace situations and how important transparency is in communication management. I learned that leadership requires upfront honesty. Ethical communication is not about control, it's about trust.
I learned that speaking up early can prevent misunderstanding and make teamwork more fair for everyone.
I learned that even listening quietly matters, and that ethical communication includes making sure everyone understands, not just the loudest voices.
Ethical communication is a continuous practice, which are transparency, psychological safety, and structured processes.
I learned that asking questions is part of being professional, not a weakness.
I learned that transparency is not just ethical, it's practical. When people have clarity, the work improves.
I learned that understanding the why behind decision help us work more confidently and fairly as a team.
Thank you, that's all from us.
Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that I've been dreaming of? Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in.
If the sun refused to shine